Abdul, welcome. All right, my Aries. I'll give it a couple minutes. Petronette, welcome. All right, I cleared all the energy. Cleared my cards. I always have to do that because I want to make sure that I'm not confusing. Pickle Nick, welcome. Trust your innocence. I love that that was at the bottom of the deck. Beautiful. Okay. We'll give it one more moment. And then we'll get started. Welcome, Cheech. We're going to do Aries for January. These are just action steps. These are things to celebrate, kind of where you're at, a check-in, but also action steps moving forward. How to be your best self, how to show up for yourself, how to fill your cup, and show up with love for yourself first. Because in turn, you're naturally going to do that for other people when you learn how to do it for yourself. Also, it teaches you how to speak your truth and trust in yourself and what you're wanting and what your needs are, so that when you're telling people how to deal with them, you absolutely know how to do that. So 12-12 on the clock, as I say that. That's alignment. That's spirituality. Welcome, Bosco. I waited a moment just for you. It's 12-12 on the clock. That says something. Look up that angel number. It's a very good one. So my Aries, first of all, it's that time of the year anyway, and it's ram season, you know. You're moving forward, and it's the year of the horse. So 12-12. Look it up. I can't remember. I'll see if I can check here. Look, as I turn it, it's 13-13, which is a good one too, but I'm pretty sure 12-12 is on there. I'm going to look through quickly and see if I can find it, because this is a quick description of them. It's not the same as if you look it up. But if you look it up on Google or even on here, there's always wonderful videos. People, I want to actually make a angel number deck, my own, for I got 21, 21, 24. Where's 12-12? It might not even be in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, divine timing. Oh my God, how is it not? See, I want to make my own deck. There it is. 12-12. Persistence. Enthusiasm, gratitude, fulfillment, transformation, new experiences. This is just the basic, right? If you look it up on Google or one of those, it will be a lot more in depth, and it will answer a lot of other questions. Gratitude, fulfillment, transformation, new experiences. A wonderful opportunity aligned with your life's purpose is approaching. When it arises, take immediate action to embrace it. Additionally, a loving partnership or an epic romance may be on the horizon. Maintain your persistence and welcome the positive transformations coming your way. That is just a simple part of it, but if you go look it in, it's going to talk about aligning yourself to your highest best self, checking in with your inner child. You're bringing all of it to center, right? We're becoming aligned, and it's a really great thing. Welcome, Snow. I missed a whole bunch of people coming in. I'm sorry, guys. I'm searching through cards, but I was pretty sure it was in there. All right, so for my Aries, welcome, Ziggy. It's your girly mole. I think that's what it says. Welcome. Ben is welcome. All right. Can I have for my Aries a self-care card to show up for their best self? Some action steps, ways to show up. Welcome, Christine and Danica and Ecam. The bud stands for all things, even for those that didn't flower. For everything flowers from within. What is still budding inside of you? Where do you feel unlocked potential? This is a gift coming to you later down the road. that little inkling, that little nagging in your brain that, maybe I'd like to try this. What is that about me that makes me question that? You're just starting to get curious about it. It's there, it's at the back of your mind. Follow that, because that little thing in the back of your mind is leading you to your greatness. It may not be the greatness, but it's leading you there, right? It's taking you to the step. It's learning to follow your intuition. Horse Girl for Life. Oh, I love that. Welcome. I love that name. Welcome, Zozo. I'm not reading the rest of that, sorry. Okay, for my gratitude, we got, be patient with yourself. Self-growth is tender. It's holy ground. There's no greater investment. And that's by Stephen Covey or Covey. Before bed, recite the following affirmation 5 times. I am a work in progress today. I am stronger than yesterday, and tomorrow I will be stronger than today. And this one is actually one that you need to say over and over and over as much as you can. Because when you start understanding that you're a work in progress and you don't punish yourself, right, you say, oh, okay, what did I need to learn from that? And you take that, oh, great, now I've learned, okay, you're not holding on to all the hindrances and all the other things, and that's a really good thing. Welcome, Michelle and Forbes. And then it allows you to trust that little thing, that little bud of something, whatever's trying to grow. But when you water it and give it love, it's definitely going to grow. You just have to show up and do it, right? And it's saying, don't let it die out. Trust that it's gonna sprout. It's gonna bloom. You got to give it time, but you got to nurture it. You got to show up. You got to show it love. You got to allow yourself space and time to grow. That was quick. We got pitch and introspection. Yeah, you're ready to move forward because you're the ram, obviously. You're always moving forward. But introspection is often necessary to deepen our awareness of the unity and divinity of life. Go within. Don't get stuck there, but go within. Check and understand. See what that thing is that's waiting to bud. Get curious. It's there. There's a suggestion. There's a message. There's a something that you're gonna feel it. It'll be like a ping, like a, what was that? Oh, I need to look into that a little more. And that's kind of how it's gonna happen. Then you're gonna get curious, and that's where the introspection comes in. Also, angel number 67. Great message. Look at there. I will. If you give me a moment, I can ask. Maybe I will come on tomorrow and just do a couple of card pulls, because that seems to be, some people want that. Right now I'm doing the Aries message, but I will take, are you fighting for it? How long have you been fighting for it? And then pitch. Be as clear, concise, and professional as you can be when you explain your ideas to potential associates. And then 5, which is transformation and clarity. So you have to be doing the introspection, because if you don't do the introspection, you're not going to understand how to be clear in your pitch. You're not going to understand how to ask the right questions. You're not going to understand how to speak your truth and be clear in it. So also angel number 5 is clarity. So if you're moving forward, always be moving forward. But when you have to sit still, make sure you're taking the time to be introspective and checking on the things. And allow time, even in the moving forward, allow a little bit of time, just a little bit, to move forward. Okay, Donna, I will answer this for you the best I can. Will Donna win back our family land that was stolen from us? Is it a family argument? It says self-indulgence, clashing, lack of perspective, discord. So is it becoming a war? Is it something to fight over? I'm glad they are. I'm going to ask one more time, but it's the devil upside down. So if you hold on to it too tightly, I'm not saying let it go and don't do the fight for it, but if you hold on to it tightly, it'll become an obsession, and then that becomes something that will stop your path. It will stop you allowing to see the big picture, and it will stop you from seeing all the evidence and all the things that can actually be beneficial. But it says no, but I don't know what you're fighting for, and it says, you see, that's the moon. So there's things that maybe you're not aware of. So you may have to do a little more research, a little more understanding, check into it. And it's not telling you no, that you're not going to win it back. It's at this point. So there's more digging, there's more understanding you need to do. So maybe if you have legal counsel, if you're looking into it, cross your T's, dot your I's, do the research. That would be my suggestion, because as long as your butt's covered and you understand that, even if you lose it, I promise you what you lose, God will give you back tenfold. Especially if you're doing the right things. If you allow something to tear you down in a disaster, a loss to create a disaster or hurt somebody else in the process, then you're going to end up with karma, even though it was you that lost something, because the resentment, the anger, and I'm in the middle of legal action, not for house, anything like that, but for things, and I wouldn't even allow myself to take that action moving forward until, one, I was clear, two, I knew I wasn't doing it out of anger. I was doing it at 12:21 on the clock. Thank you, Spirit. I was doing it from absolute clarity, from understanding that if I was going to take this on, there was no settling, and it was about not proving the point, but making sure there was actual change, right? Like actual change on the thing. So I think what it's saying to me is, whatever your reasons are or your intentions or whatever the fight's over, make sure that you have all the information, make sure you're clear, and make sure you understand all the things, and you're doing it not from a space of anger or resentment or retaliation or any of those other things. You're fighting for something that you stand for. That's a sword you're willing to die on, right? And if that's what it is, then that's how you move forward. But make sure that if you're going to do it, you're going to see it through and do all the things, and don't let people hinder you. And Aries, the inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. Yeah, you're going within right now. So what I'm seeing, take a break. Tell the ram to take a break. Sorry, I'm kind of laughing a little bit, but we all know how that goes. Break time, there is no break time. Sitting down is, look, and on the bottom, dance with life. It's so funny. The move forward, and I joke about it, but let's be honest. Rams are push forward. I'm a Leo, so I'm the same way. You're fire, and you're action-oriented, right? Which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. But not understanding that when you do that, you drain your energy pools a lot faster. You drain that cup because you're go, 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 and you forget to stop. So take a break. Checking in with your inner temple, is the only way you're going to allow to see that thing budding inside you. And you can't water it and nurture it if you're wore out, right? Welcome, Tired Rat. Welcome. And Waikato, welcome. So make sure you're taking breaks. No matter how far you're plowing ahead, which is, I'm never going to say anything about it because I do the same thing. And I always push myself harder than I should. We all probably do in this day and age. But checking in, that introspection. The introspection. So you know that you're getting clarity and understanding. And this pitch, the way it says pitch, you're understanding and getting clarity so you can speak it to the world. You're speaking it to the universe. I am building what is inside me. I'm loving it. I'm nurturing it. I'm growing with it. Please, universe, help me in how I need to nurture this. Show me. Show me. Take me to that place. Show me. Give me ideas. How can I boost this? How can I nurture this? And how can I make this break such a place where it's going to heal my inner temple, but it's going to allow me to dance with life? How am I able to play with it? How am I able to enjoy it while filling my inner temple, taking a break, yet still moving forward? Because unfortunately, that's kind of what Aries do. And it's not a bad thing. We're not hindering ourselves. Thank you so much for all the love. I appreciate that. The joy and the love in all this is knowing that when you find what you love to do, it's less pressure. But to understand what you love to do, you have to take that moment to check in. And I can preach it all day long, but I promise you, I have to sit myself down sometimes and go, hey, Calm it down. You got to take a moment because now you're trying to force something or you're trying to push something and it gets too much. Welcome, BC girl. I appreciate you. All right, let me have Moonology. Sending positive. Oh, I love that so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's all we're trying to do, right? We're shining our light in any way we can. We have to shine it to ourselves first, and then we can share it. And we share it without expectations. What we give from love with no expectations back. I can give advice all day long, but if you don't listen to it and you leave it at the door, that's your choice. It's not going to hurt me in any way. But I absolutely love doing this. Show the world the real you. That thing that's budding inside of you, you already know it's there, but you've been pushing forward for so long, you're not sure what it is. We want to take a little bit of time, we want to introspect, and we want to nurture this. Aries, I know you want to run. I know you want to go, 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 go. And I can't even judge you for it, because I absolutely know I'm the same way. I'm not going to judge you for it, right? This is the man, learn this, repeat it, own it. Speak it to yourself in the mirror, and speak it with pride. I promise you, these small things will change your life if you understand and you speak it to yourself. If you feel like you're lying, if you feel uncomfortable, if you laugh at yourself, that's fine. But keep doing it, because you'll see in day 3, on day 4, on day 5, you stand a little bit taller. You stand a little bit stronger. You speak it a little bit louder. You know what it means? You're speaking it with more authority. And in turn, you're standing, your body, naturally, your soul, everything in you is going to start standing with that authority, and you're going to stand strong in it, and you're going to behave differently because you're speaking it into the universe. And naturally, our own bodies, our own souls want to hold ourselves accountable. Not in a punishable way, but we just want to be that person, right? So, welcome, divine alignment. Okay, so remember this one, and I'm going to repeat it hopefully a couple more times before the end. I am a work in progress today. I'm stronger than yesterday, and tomorrow I will be stronger than today. Every single day, say it. Speak it into the mirror. Speak it loud. Speak it proud. Your soul will believe it. You're learning what it is, right? You're finding what that thing is. And when you start showing up and you show up authentically, you're allowing yourself to see that little bud, that thing that's trying to grow inside you. We're not ignoring it anymore. We're loving it. We're starting to show up as our most authentic self. Communication is key. Speak it to the universe. I hope so. And I truly hope that you stand in front of the mirror and you speak it with authority. Because there's a difference when you speak it all meek and you're unsure. Trust me, when I tell you affirmations saved my life, I can't begin to tell you the hell that I went through, the trauma, the grief, all kinds of things through my life, and I've overcome them. So it's not a hindrance. It's not I don't do pity me. Don't think I didn't have my cry in the corner, my moment, but I allow myself a moment, and then like the ram, I move forward. Right? I take what I can, I leave the rest, and if I have to go back and learn something, I do. But I'll tell you, there was a point in my life that was so low, I could not even look at myself in the mirror and say those things. And there was times where I'd look at myself in the mirror and I would cry my soul out. But I didn't stop. I repeated it and I repeated it, and I showed up every single day. And I lied to myself for as long as I could. And then all of a sudden I wasn't lying anymore. It's heartbreaking. It truly is that people have to get to that point in life. But the best way I can explain it is when we're broken down to that point, it means that we have that strength, that ability in us, that fire. We burn it down. We burn it through to the purest part of ourselves. Okay, it's the fire. It's literally the fire in us. That's what we do. When we burn it down, we get to our own beautiful space. We come to this place, right, which is just our basic, purest, absolute self. Now we're not saying, no, I'm not going to hide it anymore. This is me. I'm speaking it to the universe. And we're going to grow that little bud, and we're going to show it with love, and that's what you're doing. I'm going to still keep moving, but I'm going to make that time. I'm going to make that time, and I'm going to show up, and I'm going to show up in love, and I'm going to make sure that I'm checking in that introspection. I'm going to get a little bit of clarity So when I speak it to the universe, I know exactly what I'm asking for. And then it's going to get to a point where I'm not asking for it. You're speaking with authority. I know it's coming. I already know I've already won. Now I'm going to act as if it's here because it's coming, because I have earned it. I show up every single day. I actively am earning it. The universe is going to do what? Say, okay, you want it? Here you go. Here's a little bit. Let's see how you behave with that. You're going to be grateful and you're going to keep moving forward. And that's how it goes. Welcome, Blessed, Diggy, Desi, Moonben, and Noni. Welcome. You're nurturing that bud. You're understanding that moving forward, as much of a ram as you are, as much as you want to plow through it, you need to take those moments. Small moments. It says introspection does not mean meditation. However, a lot of people like meditation, and if you're really good at it, I'm super happy for you. But if you're not good at it and you find that you struggle with it, don't punish yourself. Do not. Sometimes I can't get but 3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever, to sit still and just quiet my mind. And I know that because I'm always go, go, go. I have to do everything myself. Who else is going to do it, right? So those little moments go a long way when you understand exactly how to check in, right? We're not guiding what those thoughts are. We're not judging those thoughts. We're not doing any of those things. We're just getting quiet. And those little flashes that will come to your brain, the little ones, those are the ones that you need to follow. Those are those little pathways. And if it's a flash of, I can't do this, this is horrible, I don't want to do this, that's the programming. Trying to hide all that goodness that you have. Trying to hide that bud you're trying to grow, right? And it's so funny that I was talking about that, because when I was talking, I think it was the Sagittarius one, I was talking about being a flower, right? They're going to bloom no matter what, and how they are is who they are, and being proud. And I truly think that's what's happening. You already know that there's something in there that's waiting to bloom, and now you're just learning how to nurture it. That's the one, man. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? You already know what it is that you want to do. A lot of times the reason you haven't done it is because you're afraid of what people will think. You're afraid if people are going to judge you or hinder you or say something. Guess what? It's not our business what people think about us. If tell you, that almost killed me, trying to keep up with the Joneses or trying to worry if somebody liked me or didn't like me. What matters is if you like you. Would you like you? You learn how to trust and guide. You lead yourself. You're your own guiding light. It's the best place, the best space you can be in. And then angel number 46. And the other one was 64. 46, 64. You see the palindromes? That's interesting, actually. Look up that number. That one's, what was that one? 46, yeah? Sorry, I got sidetracked. Welcome, Alicia. Good morning. Hi, Amanda. Welcome, user 479333 in Ontario. Oh, you guys are 3 hours apart? Why did I think it was 2? Caviar and crumb, welcome. Lino, welcome. 333, that means speak your truth. Get aligned. I love you. I know you're doing it, too. I didn't see your video yet today. Did you post one yet? I've been on here all day doing lives. Doing the action steps. We're in Aries right now. But I hope you got one. I will check when I get off here. I want to go see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Divine timing. Yes, girl. Divine timing. It's coming. Just keep showing up. Keep doing it. And then as I'm pulling the priestess for Aries. All right. What are you, Alicia? Are you an Aries too? Why do I feel like you're an Aries? I don't know why. Weird. Anyway, we have the priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? At 1, 2, 3, 4, divine timing. I can't speak any more than that. Like the confirmation upon confirmation upon confirmation. Oh, by the way, just in case you missed it, Alicia, we're talking about that little thing just trying to bud inside of you. Taking that little bit of introspection to gain clarity on how you can speak it to the universe. Just checking in, understanding, And you're already doing it. I think your channel is, it will take a little bit of time. I don't know how long. Some people blow up overnight. Me, I still struggle sometimes, but when you do what you love, it doesn't matter. You show up and you're doing it, and you're getting better at it, you're nurturing it, you're growing it, and you're going to do that because that's just who you are. You're a nurturer, you're a grower, and you're not afraid to nurture those things that bloom. Ooh, my ear just started ringing. I know you're not afraid. I love that. All right. For my Aries, don't let me get too sidetracked. I could go all day long trying to boost people up because it brings me joy. Truly, it does. Even when I'm a geek. The priestess is a teacher dedicated to service, freedom, and leadership. You don't need to have it all together to lead. In fact, it helps if you don't. No one wants a perfect angel who hasn't made any mistakes. Let your life be your message. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your story. It's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually all in this thing called life together. The difference between a follower and a leader is that a leader has the courage to go first. In stepping out, they shine a light on the path for others to venture forward too. Don't fret too much about trying to work out who is your tribe. Don't get stuck in age, income, hobbies, or occupation. The best way to discover your tribe is to look in the mirror. If you feel called to lead, chances are it's because at some point in your life you longed for someone to lead you. Your tribe are longing for exactly the same thing as you were, and might only be one step behind you. Hell, they may even be right alongside you. You don't need anyone's permission, just the courage to stand up, embrace your struggles, the peaks, the troughs. You don't need to know the way. Just believe that there might be a different one. Your tribe is waiting for you. Step forward so they can find you. How are you being called to step up and lead? How can you be the leader you wish you had? Welcome, Samantha. You already, it's there. It's budding. It's there. You're trying to nurture it. And to do that, you have to check in with yourself. And you got to make sure that you're not overexpending yourself. Because if you do that, then it becomes a lack and a need. And when you need something, you cling on to it a lot tighter. And you don't have the ability to let it go or release it. And, right, because that's what's good. First of all, the fact that you followed, the fact that you found me, the fact that you're seeing these and understanding the cards, it means that your soul was calling for it. Because I'm not huge on here yet. I don't have 500,000 followers. My message, when it aligns to you because there's something your soul is needing to hear. I'm obedient. And when I say I'm obedient, it's because I trust that anything and everything that I'm supposed to do, share, and be in this world is aligned and is divine. And if something that I do helps somebody come up and be famous and stand up and be proud and be amazing, and I'm still here just doing this, I'm happy because it means that I've done everything that I need to do, and I know that every single step I'm going to be protected. Nobody can hurt me, nobody can hinder me, and damn sure nobody can scare me because I've overcome everything along the way, just as you have. Doesn't matter who does what. When you're standing in your own divine authority, nobody can stop you. Nobody. That's pretty exciting. Oh, I forgot this one. Hold on. Maybe I didn't. I'm lying. Don't listen to me. But it pulled... I was called to it again. Okay. I understand. I'll pull another one. I was called to it again. Sorry. So that's what we're doing. I have to be obedient. Two more. Empathic, starseed, and portal. You're finding your own light. You're finding your own path. Being that priestess, stepping up to lead. You already know it's there. It's literally there. And Aries, like, holy crap. If there wasn't a leader on this planet, I don't know what is, right? It's already there. You're just learning how to understand what it is and how to nurture it. And when you understand that you are the soul, you are the divine soul, you are the keeper of all of the things that, all of the wisdom, all of the love, all of the joy, you are the keeper of that. You are the portal. And when you treat your life as such and treat your temple as such, you allow the divine to go through you and help you. And it may not be coming on here doing a video. It may be seeing someone in a grocery store, and and paying for their $5 groceries, or seeing someone struggle, and intuitively handing them a five, or bringing them some food, or doing something, you help that person, because that kindness is always going to be paid forward. It doesn't always have to be large and in the limelight. I'm not, I don't have huge following. I don't have all kinds of craziness. And whether I ever do or not, the point is that I know that no matter where I am, I'm right where I'm needed to be. And I am that person. If I got to help you here, a little bit there, I'm called to do it. I'm going to do it. And when you start listening to that, those are the people that are always going to be protected, because you have stories to tell, you have greatness to teach, and you have places to lead, especially when it comes from that fire. And the thing to do with fire is you got to burn through all of that ego, through that pride, through all of the things you think you know, but you just never know enough. You got to burn through all of it to get to that core, that center, to your soul. And then you have to say, what is that? What is my heart telling me? What is it leading me to? And when you do that, when you listen, and maybe you can't get there right away, you don't know how to do that, but you're taking steps, actively taking steps to be obedient and to follow what your soul is trying to tell you to do, you're protected always along the way. You're never going to not be protected. And the thing that you have to learn is, when you think the whole world is falling apart around you, when you think that nothing in this world is going to help you, God shows up. If I could tell you stories in my life where, like, even trying to explain them, I can't even explain how they happen. I can't even explain how, like, when it says something comes together, it's like boom, 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 and you're like, that should have taken months. It's, yes, because no matter what, your darkest times is so you can learn something, so you can share it. Doesn't have to be here or doing this. It can be, but there's somebody that needs your message, that needs your stories, that needs your alignment, how you overcame something, because you have a message that maybe only one person in this entire planet needs. I'm sure it's more than that, but even if it's only one, and you get that message across, and they're the only one in the world that could understand it exactly the way you understand it. And if you get that message across and you can help them, you're not going to know when it is or who it is exactly. You're not going to understand any of that. You're going to do it naturally, because that's just who you are. Naturally, you're that leader. And when you become that own divine authority in your own life, which the Rams especially are really amazing at doing that, because you understand how to take the good and leave all the shit behind. When you're in your highest vibing self, you know how to check in. You know how to say and speak with authority, right? You know how to do that. It's something that pride can be a hindrance, right? Same with the Leo, the pride can be a hindrance, but it's okay to be proud. But when you get too proud that you can't listen or learn, that becomes a hindrance. And to be a leader, you can't lead if you can't listen. And it's one of those things where it's that circle, but that's one of those cycles that you want to always learn. Am I actually listening? Not listening to argue or to respond or react, just listening actively, to understand, to ask questions, to learn. That's what we're here to do. Every day is Earth School. When we start learning from and thinking from that perspective, it's a lot easier to lead, because we're in our power and we're listening to our own intuition, and that little thing that's budding, that's just dying to grow, is coming out. It's coming out strong. She of the Lotus. I'm telling you, I cannot with spirit today. I cannot. It's so good. She of the Lotus. And if anyone knows what a lotus flower is, what are they doing? Peeling back the layers to the center, blooming. That little bloom just waiting to bloom. You're learning how to peel it back, understand it, and nurture it. That's such a good space to be. From the mud. Yeah. No shit. When I tell you, this is my life. I'm not even an Aries, but this is my life. Through and through. Shadow work. Addressing dissonance. Seeing downfalls as the flip side of superpowers. Loving yourself back to wholeness. The beautiful lotus that grows from the murky waters. Disempowering triggers. Bringing the light into your dark corners. This is long, but I'm going to read it because it's so important with this message. I tried not to overread, and I try to keep these a little shorter so I don't bore people. But this is a little long, but it's important. So, originally, the title for this oracle deck was going to be The Language of Light. It was not actualized in that incarnation, as other layers of meaning needed to be honored. The fuller spectrum I was guided to bring through also included the shadow. In hindsight, choosing to deepen the message of balance that the Lemurians were bringing forth through this work meant that I had to experience my shadow. My shadow encounters brought light into nooks I didn't know I had. If there was a way to fast-track your growth, it is by being real with the shadowy or unloved parts of ourselves. There was a time when the concepts of shadow work and self-love seemed relevant, but I was vague as to what they really meant. I knew the next part of my journey was exploring them, but how that would happen was quite mystifying. The shadow and self-love are big topics to unpack, and unraveling them took me on quite an adventure. Unfortunately, I thought shadow work was about digging up as many issues as possible, and that being present with them meant wallowing in them. Hi, Divine. Welcome. Without tools for expanded awareness, I found myself drowning deeper in the upset of it all and creating more of it in the process. My journey for clarity took me to Cambodia, where I met and mastered the art of perspective and indirectly finding growth points in a way that spoke to my being rather than my mind. That sparked a 3-month journey into the farthest reaches of myself. I realized I had a lot of unlearning and self-acceptance to do. The years of trying to be the best that I could be created constructs in my self-identity. My striving wasn't as healthy as I thought. By discarding traits that seemed ugly or hindering, I was also rejecting sides of myself that were quite wonderful. They were two sides of the coin, and equally they were part of my true nature. When we discard any part of ourselves, we are throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Often our greatest strengths are our greatest weaknesses, and vice versa. When we reject or deny parts of ourselves, we end up being hollow, lost, and detached. When we take them out of the trash and work with them through compassion, gentleness, honesty, and non-judgment, we can shine a light on these shadows and see them for what they are. Incredibly, my perceived weaknesses vanished as I peeled the layers further and further back, to explore the past experiences that accompanied them. Accepting the shadows enough to bring them into daylight was actually all it took for them to dissipate. Their power dissolved, and I could see them for what they were, or rather were not. Paradoxically, self-love is a catalyst for transformation. Alchemizing painful triggers is an opportunity for awareness that helps us reclaim more of ourselves. As the dense spaces begin to evaporate, we can be filled with more light, more love, and we create an upward healing spiral. I have come to learn that shadow work and self-love are practices to implement on a day-to-day basis. When we merge this awareness with moment-to-moment consciousness, densities don't even get a chance to form. We can then live and love even bigger. And this is true freedom, self-empowerment, and where authentic love and light can radiate. A true light bringer shines light in all corners, so shadows can be acknowledged and released. And what it means is those shadows, those are your strengths, okay? Because when you're doing something and you're learning and you're having to make it through, though, that survival mode, that shadow thing, the thing that keeps you going, it's a trigger, right? But it's that energy, that force of energy, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. When you understand that that trigger is what creates that force of bad and ugly, then you can process it, and what happens is that trigger is released, and then there's no more. The force isn't like that. You can now use that energy for something that's going to motivate for your creativity and for all of your greatness. Take a look at any unconscious patterns that may be running you. Are there elements of yourself you need to take out of the trash, dust off, and reabsorb? Shadows can be painful or tender to the touch. Sensitivity in an area can be a trigger, isn't that funny? That shows us where we might want to spring clean some of our darker, forgotten, ignored, or hidden corners. Accepting our shadows is the first stage in restoring ourselves to wholeness. in self-love. Peel back the layers where there is shame, guilt, or fear and bring them to the daylight. Under a loving and compassionate light, they will resolve and reassimilate so you can re-engage with your superpowers. So many people give up on themselves and stop themselves from growing because they're afraid of what people would think. Because there's this thing in their brain that tells them it's shameful to feel that way. It's shameful to be upset. It's shameful to be mad or reactive because you have been abused, you've been hurt, you were betrayed, whatever the reason is. Okay, there's 1,000 million of them. But when you learn to understand that I am absolutely validated. I don't need someone to validate my feelings. I validate myself. And I understand I'm righteous in being angry. I'm absolutely righteous and I deserve to be angry. And I'm going to understand it because usually what happens is when you're angry, a boundary was crossed, right? And you have every right, okay, to be angry. But also you got to understand anger usually comes because it's this reaction from fear. So if you peel back the layers and you understand that you're just coming to a place of fear, then it's what am I scared of? And sometimes it's something that's so small and so stupid, you'd be like, what? I was scared of that when I was in 6th grade. I'm an adult. That shit don't scare me now. But it was something that was programmed and locked in there. So that automatic trigger came because you didn't process and understand that, hey, yeah, that helped me when I was 6. That don't help me now. Right? It doesn't apply. It's not okay. But until you peel back that layer like the lotus and sit with it, and by the way, that reaction, that understanding, that ability, when you flip that and use that energy, that's motivation. And it's going to fire you up that hill. Okay? And when you understand how to use that and promote that and rearrange that, when you've peeled it back to the very core of it, you can understand it, process it, and take that anger, reaction, the fear, all of those things, all that pent-up energy, and now you use that as gasoline, and it's going to push your ass up that hill. And then you're going to be at the top of the mountain going, what happened? How did I get here? It's not going to be a fight. It's not going to be such a process. It's not going to be all that because you're peeling back and you're getting rid of all the negative stuff and all that stuff that's heavy, and now you know how to process that anger. Now you can focus all that energy on budding this, on nurturing this, and you're just pushing up that hill, push, and then you get to the other side and you're like, how the hell did that happen? And then when you go and you're teaching it to somebody and you're explaining it, they're going to be like, what the hell? How did you do that? And you sit there and that's how it's going to happen. Usually it happens with somebody just kind of asking you, like, how did you do that? Man, I don't really know. How did I do that? Then you start getting curious. And the whole thing and anything I teach, and if you go back, you can always go back and look at all my other, my fire and flow content, my grace in the grind, the accountability one that's coming for this month. You'll see and you'll understand that it's a process. So each thing that I've been teaching is a process. And when you can understand that, you're not going to be every spectrum on that process. But when you can understand a process where you are on that spectrum at that very moment, you now know what tool you need. You have a whole tool belt. And you can be like, I'm not reacting anymore. And I'm trusting and I'm understanding that this is a golden nugget. This is information. This is something that can actually help me if I choose to sit with it for a moment and understand what it is and not be shameful of it. And I can now take all that energy instead of holding shame and guilt and fear and all those things, holding on to it. Now I can take that and say, okay, I'm going to process that. I don't need that heavy shit. I know. Focus that energy. Now I can research, take a class, do a thing, whatever it is, exercise, whatever it is you choose to do. That energy that would be holding you back and you'd be weighing it, now you're using it to push your ass up the hill. And then you're at the other side and, you lost 30 pounds and doing all these things because you've been using that frustration to do those workouts and, and focus it on that. And all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I lost 30 pounds. I don't know how that happened. How did that happen? Because you showed up every day and you learn how to take that gold that's been given to you through all of those things and peel it back and sort through it. And then you learn how to focus it on that little golden globe, that little nugget that's just waiting to grow. And that's what you guys are doing right now. Now you're learning to listen to it. You're learning to understand it. And my Aries, nothing makes me more prouder. I can't begin to tell you. 1818, willpower. When I tell you, and divine timing. Oh, shit. Good luck. Okay, I'm going to read them both to you. Welcome, Sean. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Never give up. So 1818, willpower. And if this isn't confirmation of the message, I can't begin to tell you. Achievement, success, progress, prosperity, ambition, courage, and fortune. Significant events are on the horizon for you. You will make great strides in your endeavors and gain invaluable experiences. The right people and resources will come your way, presenting excellent opportunities and positive changes. Embrace your journey towards greatness. And if that isn't confirmation, that's your number? Well, that's great. I love that. Did you hear what it means? Willpower. And I'm sure you got lots of that. I hope you're doing really well. And then the other one that came with it, this is for my Aries today. This is for January. 1818 is a great number. And then also you got 1, 2, 3, 4. And it, 1881. Oh, is that your birthday? October 18th? No, November 18th. I can't even do math today. I'm slow. Mine's close to that. I'm almost exactly. I'm 8881. 080881. But a lot of eights. A lot of eights. And then divine timing. Good luck. Spirit guides. Progress, justice, structure, systems, processes, discipline, and rules. You are on the right track. You're learning how to nurture that little blossom, that little bloom. I'm glad you resonated with that. That makes me happy. Because it's important. When we understand these things and we show up and we put in the work. And that's an Aries thing. It's not an Aries thing. It's an everybody thing. But Aries has that ram that we move forward. And this is the year of the horse, too. Well, not yet. I don't think it's actually till March is when it actually changes for the Chinese calendar. But coming is the year of the horse. And when you understand that, oh, you're a Scorpio. Oh, yeah, 11, 18. Duh. Scorpio, I'll do that one. It'll probably be tomorrow when I do it. I've done 3 lives today. I can't do many more because of my daughter. But I don't know if you can tag on TikTok. If so, I'll tag you in it. But I do them every single month. And also, if you go to my website, you can, website or my YouTube. My YouTube is Creativity Guides Me, and then I always do my replays, so you can. And then, if you go to my website at creativelyguided.ca, you can check it out. There's called the Healing Hub, and you can check it out anytime. I always upload them and update them, so. All right. So, you're on the right track. Spiritual guides are supporting and encouraging you to give you your best effort. Success is within your reach. Stay observant of your surroundings and communicate clearly. Trust that everything will fall into place as it should. That is divine timing. When you show up with the willpower and you do the work, the universe is always going to show up for you. And it's not going to be when you want it. Don't ever get confused, because that's the ego, that's the pride, and that's when shit gets upsetting. Well, you said you were going to do this for me, universe, and no, we don't do that. Okay, we understand right at that moment, right at the very last moment when you think all hope is lost. Because what happens is you're clinging on to this. When you cling on to it, you don't allow it to bloom. You actually suffocate it. So you have to say, trust, I'm taking the time, I'm nurturing, I understand I have this bloom of greatness. It's there. And to peel back the layers, just like the lotus, when you peel back the layers and you process all of the yuck, all of the dirty shit, all of the shame, the guilt, and say, why am I so shameful of that? Why does that bring me guilt? Why does that make me feel bad? When you go through that and you sit with it, and don't get stuck in it, but when you say, you don't even have to sit with it. It's just getting curious, saying, why? Why does that happen? Not judging yourself. Don't judge yourself for the answer, because the answer is going to come in a flash. And sometimes it's going to be, almost always, is going to be so silly, so, like, what are you for? Like, literally, when it comes to your brain, you're going to be like, that's the reason? And then it's going to be laughable a lot of times. And when you understand that, you're like, wait, why would I still think that? Right? That was something that upset me when I was 6. That was something that scared me when I was 8. Well, I'm not scared of that anymore, but it's so laughable most times that you're like, when you laugh it off, just that moment, that little second that you said, well, I'm not scared of that anymore. it goes away because you assimilated that guilt, that fear, that shame. You assimilated all that. You integrated it and learned how to use that for your energy. So you guys are doing that, and you're doing really well with it, and I'm super proud of you for that. But don't forget to take those moments. Yes, you want to charge ahead. Yes, you want to stay going. That is the Aries coming into the year of the horse. You can almost guarantee that that's what it's about. That's what you want to do. But don't forget those moments to sit still. Don't take it down. Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you. Lit up the donut gallery. See, I don't even know what that stuff is. I don't really know what the gifts are. But that's really cool. Thank you. My happiness is a direct reflection of how quickly I can shift my perceptions from fear to love. We don't do fear anymore. And if it scares you, the only thing you can ever do, the best thing you can do, is say, why? Why would that scare me? Is it going to kill me? 101 on the clock, as I say that. 101. That's new beginnings. Infinite new beginnings. New beginning on this side, new beginning on this side, and you got the zero, the infinity right in the middle. Your potential is limitless. Don't let fear get out of your way. And when you can shift your perception from fear to love, nothing can hinder you. Let me be still today and listen to the truth in silence. Take a moment. Speak that. That's an affirmation. Speak it out. I promise you, the universe will give you a moment. And then that's when you have to let your intuition tell you, okay, this is a moment. So let's take off the headphones. Let's set the phone down. Let's turn it on mute for 3 minutes and just, I'm here, universe. I'm listening. What do you have to tell me? And then just get quiet, even if it's for 2 minutes. Maybe you get nothing the first time. Maybe there's anything goes through your brain. Maybe your brain goes into overload and there's so many things you don't know what to do because you're not used to it. Don't. Hold up the My Happiness card again. Yeah. My happiness is a direct reflection of how quickly I can shift my perceptions from fear to love. I know, I used to like screenshotting them. Can you see it? I used to screenshot them so that I could read them before I got my deck. The affirmation decks, I can't begin to tell you, are the one thing in this world that will always be gold. And that's why, if you notice, like I'll do my tarot deck once in a while for if people ask questions. And I do that, but I usually give more advice than actual deck answers because energy changes. And the moment you think you know the answer, you're going to behave differently than you would have if you didn't. So the energy changes from any given second. So giving you an answer now doesn't mean it's going to come in the future. It doesn't mean anything. It's only going based on the trajectory of the energy in God's hands, as I say that. I'll read that in a sec. Welcome, Aishan. So you're just understanding that when you filter all these things and when you can check in, it's just taking those moments to check in and sit with it. You have all this greatness already blooming inside. You've probably already been working with it. And you've probably hidden a lot of it because you thought, oh, well, how am I supposed to understand this, explain it, teach people, share? How am I supposed to do this? First of all, don't worry about it. Worry about what it feels to you. Worry about how it makes you feel. Worry about the joy it brings you one step at a time. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Just worry. Pay attention. By the way, just as I'm saying this, the ones that popped out, you'll see by what I was talking. Okay, that's good. I got 5 of them, but I need you to understand that I'm going to tell them in the same way the story. So I was just talking about the things I was talking about. So understand how these came out. They're in order they came out, and I'm going to read them to you. And you tell me if this doesn't align with the message. It's in God's hands. My trust in life is implicit. God's greater knowing and greatest love guide my heart and my choices. My faith is steady, and I remain true to my light. Everything unfolds according to God's will. If it's out of your control, it should be out of your heart and mind. You check in with yourself and only yourself. You don't compare yourself to anybody else. You show up. You do it one step at a time. The rest is God in God's hands, right? And then success. I grow and thrive in the universe. I discover the purity of my heart and the higher wisdom that guides me toward victory. I direct my thoughts towards clarity and nurture wisdom, love, and goodness within me. I am free now and I succeed in my life. You're speaking your greatness. You're showing up, you're checking in, and you're understanding that no matter what happens, every step you take, every move forward, whether it's checking in or moving outwardly, you're doing it with love. You're doing it with integrity. You're doing it with the highest, best intention for everybody, right? Everybody involved, for you, for everyone else. And when you do that, you're protected. You're divinely protected. And then one step at a time came out. Literally, as I was talking about it, that's why it kind of made me giggle. I was talking about, worry about this, focus on that, and, let the rest fall. And then that's what came out. That's why it always makes me kind of giggle. It's like, as I'm talking, Spirit's telling the story with me, just confirming. And because they drop like this and y'all can't see them all the time, right? It's understanding that it's my connection with Spirit, right? My connection with Spirit is not going to be your connection with Spirit. But Spirit knows me and knows my sarcasm and knows that I like to laugh and joke. And as I'm telling a story, I mean it wholeheartedly. But when I say I want confirmation, I want confirmation. So everything I'm saying as I'm shuffling, it's literally confirming my steps. And it's like, you want confirmation? We'll give you confirmation. And divine timing is one step at a time, no matter what happens, right? I see the mountain ahead. I'm talking about the mountains. That's funny. I see the mountain ahead and dedicate myself to taking one small step at a time. I make progress by staying focused on the present moment, the current task. Thus I regain my ease of living. When we stay in the present, we're not focused on the past. We're not worried about the future. We're worried about the right now. Am I doing the best that I can in this moment? If I'm not, well, okay, let's get curious. How can I change it? How can I switch it up? Is there something I can do better? And then we balance it. I find a balance between each sphere of my life. I am the master of my daily life. I make time to nourish the spiritual and the physical. Not one or the other, both. I bring love to my world by fulfilling the needs of my body and soul. When we understand that if we're always up in our head and we're never doing the action, we're not going to get anywhere. And then we're going to worry, we're going to be anxious, and we're just adding more weight, and we're piling it on, and we're not getting anywhere. But if we get in our head and we're thinking a little bit and we get that divine guidance, that little nudge, that little bloom, that little thing nagging at the back of your mind, we take that and then we say, okay, so what would be an inspired action that I could take to get me there? I don't know how to get all the way there, but I know if I did this and if I looked this up on the computer and if I stepped here, there's going to be another resource, because that's what happens, one step at a time. God's always going to use divine timing and place it right in your path. It will walk it right to your door. You want confirmation? Here you go. When you start showing up and you trust, it's going to come. Welcome, CJ. And then self-love is my most favorite of them all. I attend to my needs by listening to my heart. My inner essence lets me know what is good for me. I respect my limits. I answer the requests of my body and soul. Thus, I learn to love myself. When you're checking in, when you're doing all the things, okay, that ram energy, yeah, of course you want to plow forward. And you're probably a master at it, right? There's things that come naturally, come inherently with our signs, with the planets, with all of the planets, the way they're situated, the alignment is just, it's undeniable when you understand people's personalities, how they behave, their behaviors. Those things, they're divinely guided, and they're aligned with the universe and all the planets and all kinds of things. But welcome, Samantha. But when you start checking in with yourself and understanding that this is there, you already know it's there. So you've been looking, you've been thinking, you've been curious about it. Now what we're doing is, while we're plowing forward, we're making sure you have that moment. You're taking that moment, no matter what it is. I am a work in progress. Today, I am stronger than yesterday, and tomorrow, I will be stronger than today. You're telling the universe, I understand I'm never going to be perfect. I am not perfection, and that's okay. I'm here, and every single day, the moment that I wake up, till the time I close my eyes, I am worthy. Because I showed up, because I am breathing, because I have overcome every single other thing, and I know what's there, I'm worthy. And if I'm not there yet, I'm worthy anyway, because it's coming. And when you tell the universe this, the universe shows up for you. You're doing all the right things. All the right things. 1818 is your number. You're understanding, it's how you choose to perceive it. And if you're choosing to perceive something in a negative way, there's a reason. Don't hide it. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't hide yourself. Don't hinder yourself. Get curious. Why am I reacting like that? Why did that make me feel so angry? That's so wrong. Would I be mad at somebody else for that? No. So why am I so mad at myself for that? Just get curious. Right. Just like the lotus. It's so simple. You guys have been doing the work. You've been doing the work. Now you're just understanding how to direct it, right? Now you're peeling the back. But now when you get to that little bud, that little bloom in the center, it's a lot easier to nurture it because you're not trying to water it through the glass and through the windshield and through all these other things that are impenetrable until you peel it back and look through it. And if you let it harden for too long, that's the stuff that hinders you and actually causes health issues. So what you've been doing is all the right things. You just need to trust in divine timing. You need to understand. And when you start seeing 1818 all over the place, or 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 111 on the clock as I say that. Thank you, Spirit. New beginnings all around. And in case you're confused or not sure what to think of that, every single day is a new beginning. Every single second, every breath. You are literally allowed at any given time of day to change your mind. That is a gift that was given to you by God. And you can change your mind anytime. You can change your direction. You can change the trajectory of your life with one motion. One different choice. And every time you make a little different choice, you're either going to go really, really good, or you're going to learn a lesson before you go really, really good. But either way, you know how to learn the lessons. You know how to take them. You know how to sort through them. You know how to peel them back and understand it, get the gold. And then you carry that and move forward. And when you learn how to do that and you understand that, which is what you're doing, now you've been doing it. But what I'm seeing is that what you're doing is understanding the tools. Okay, how do I understand how to get to this? I've done this before. How did I do it last time? How do I make it repeatable? How can I come back to this so I don't have to sit through and go through all of that every single time, right? So now you're learning how to do it. So when you move forward, it's like an active step. I stop for a minute, pause. That's interesting. Why did that happen? Oh, that's the answer? Oh, but why is that? So you might have to ask a couple whys. But instead of holding yourself back and wallowing in it and being shameful and fearful and all those things, you're saying, okay, I can do that. I can move forward, right? I asked why. I got curious. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, don't need to hold on to that. Take the energy, forward, forward, forward. And that's what the Ram is doing. You guys are doing it. You're doing it right. Just make sure you're remembering what the tools are. Make sure you're understanding what they are. Sorry, this puzzle came in. You're understanding what the tools are. You're putting it in your tool belt. And you're understanding it, that this is one of them. There's always going to be more ways. So if you can find, the more you can find, the more you can use, and the more you can have at the ready. Whether it's a creative outlet, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's exercising, whether it's sitting there meditating, whether it's making stuff, creating things, doesn't matter what it is. When you can find out what those tools are and you start filling your belt up, doesn't matter where you go. When you move forward, you're not stepping forward. You're taking your innocence, you're taking your wisdom, you're taking all of the greatness with you, and you're leaving all the crap behind because it's not yours to carry. It's a lot lighter as the load. And remember, this is the one that is, I think, is the best one. Let me be still today and listen to the truth in silence. You can still be still and still be moving forward. Both things can be true at the same time. You don't have to be actively sitting still. You don't have to be sitting in a circle meditating. You just have to turn your brain off. So you got to find something that allows your brain to not think and worry and be over anxious and what's going to happen with this? What if, controlling this, micromanaging this. I don't care if it's cleaning. I don't care if it's going for a walk. I don't care if it's boxing, if it's exercising, if it's painting, if it's paint by number, one of those diamond dots. whatever it is, whatever allows you that space to turn off your brain and be still. Don't let anxiety, chaos, negative programming, worry, any of those things, past, present, future, don't let any of that come in. If you can be still for that moment in your brain, I promise you, the flash of light that comes is going to tell you exactly what this little nugget is, this little bloom, and then you'll know how to nurture it exactly your way. But these little tools, the be still, isn't about sitting still and meditating. Yes, it is great when you can do that, but understanding that that's not the only way. And when people portray it that way, that it is, you have to do it this way and you have to do it that way, you're living by somebody else's expectations. I had to heal myself. I had to go deep and I had to do it all by myself, step by step, dirty, in the mud, while people laughed at me, kicked me while I was down, humiliated me, shamed me, and I didn't stop. And I didn't fight back. I fought back by healing myself. I didn't wish bad on them. I understood that they're at a different level, and I have no control over that. And when you learn how to do that, not only do you pick yourself up, you're a leader by example. Like, you do it, people see you, and they're going to follow, and they're going to follow suit because they believe that it's worth doing, right? They believe they're seeing the change in you, the actual change. They're seeing the growth. They're seeing the things that you're doing. So that leader, that Aries, that Ram is what? You're leading by example. You're teaching people how to behave, how to treat you, how to show the world. And you're nurturing your inner growth, and you're nurturing all of that around you just by showing up, just by quieting the mind, and just by saying, what is it about me that's so great that I can share? Do I have to share it yet? Maybe not. Maybe you need to nurture it and grow it just a little bit so you're so confident that no matter what somebody says, they can't shake you. But you've been doing it, and you've been doing great. And I'm super proud of you for that. This she of the lotus, this is a big deal. And when you understand that to process your shadow parts, to love the good, the bad, and the ugly, you have to peel back some stuff. You don't wallow in it. You don't sit in it. You just get curious and understand it. You don't punish yourself. Never punish yourself. If you did shitty things, guess what? What someone does in survival mode isn't something that they would do if they weren't having to survive, right? If somebody does something out of fear, trying to protect themselves, do you think they would have did that if they weren't in fear? No. So are you going to judge them for the rest of their life because they screwed something up, or they weren't perfect, or whatever happened? You wouldn't want that done to you, so obviously you're not going to do it to somebody else. And sometimes, even when you're judging somebody, you don't understand why you're judging them. Get curious. Why do I think that? Why would I think that about somebody that I've never met? I don't know. What is the reason for that judgment? Is there a reason for it? And sometimes there's a reason for it. But because you judge them and you think that this of them, it doesn't mean you go shame their name or talk shit or do things to hinder them. You keep that in the back of your mind as a protection. Okay, maybe they're not safe. Maybe I shouldn't be around them. So I'm not going to wish them harm. They have to learn their own lessons. But I'm not going to allow them to hinder my growth or pull me back, right? So it's called discernment. Just understanding, what I can allow in, what I can use to my benefit, and how I can help others without putting myself to the back, without allowing myself to be trampled all over, drowned, all of those things. And that's what you're doing. You're learning. You guys are doing really good. Aries, you're nurturing that little bud, that little bloom. And it's going to be great. You just focus on it and speak your greatness into the world as many times as you can. Say it as loud as you can, as proud as you can, and every single damn day. As many times as you can. The moment negativity climbs into your brain, I'm amazing and I'm going to figure it out. Simple affirmations. I'm abundant even if I have nothing. I have the breath in me and I'm going to figure it out. You do it and you do it like that, I promise you, you're going to figure it out. And if you're going to speak anything into this world, why not speak your greatness? I'll speak everybody's greatness in this world. Amen. I am great and I will help all those who surround me. I will help all of those who I encounter, whether it's with a smile, whether it's with a polite door open, it doesn't matter. those small kindnesses create the biggest ripple you could ever possibly imagine. And when you lead by that example, you're allowing yourself to see. You may not see it right away, but you'll see their smiles. You'll see their thanks. You'll see people, some people thank you, some people get mad, some people do this. But at the end of the day, you're going to know because you'll feel it immediately in your heart. You'll feel it absolutely immediately. Oh yeah, that felt good. And if that felt good, thank you so much, Zelmi. I appreciate that. How are you? I saw your comments on my post, and I truly appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Hi, Anonymous. I was just done doing the Aries reading. I'm just finishing it up. And I think what I'm going to do, I did 3 today, but I think maybe tomorrow I'll do 2, and then I'll come back for one more live and do some card pulls and stuff. It's so sweet, and I love your pictures. Wherever you're at, oh, the campfires, I can't even imagine. I really hope to help Bosco, and I really hope that at the end of the day, you understand that when you nourish yourself and pull yourself through, you give yourself that space, right? It's not about... Yes, the Aries moving forward, we're always moving forward, but take those moments. Don't worry about sitting still so much. Still the mind. When the anxiety comes in, I am great and I will figure it out. Thank you, universe. When you're confused, what lesson do I need to learn? What do I need to take from this? Get curious. And you don't have to be sweet. I'm going to tell you something, and I don't care if it offends people or not. When I pray, well, first of all, people probably think I'm crazy because I talk to God all the time. When I tell you I talk, what's going on today? Why am I being so irate? Am I being agitated? Am I being this? What's going on? Or I just ask a random question. What is my goal in this world? I'm literally constantly talking. I'm so grateful for the sun. I'm grateful for this beautiful day. Praying doesn't always have to be head bowed. When your connection with God, okay, and your connection with your angels, your spirit team. By the way, your angels and your spirit team, they're who God sent to you, right? God sent them to you. Okay, God can't always be there answering you every single time, but He sent you followers that are always going to be there and can help you immediately. And when you learn to check in with them and you trust, because you'll know. You'll know immediately if it's not God, if it's not angels. You'll know by the way they speak. But I promise you, the good, the bad, the ugly, they're going to give you the answers, and they're going to give it to you. If it's not love, and if it's something angry and rage, that's a filter, that's a thought process, and that's a program, and that's not meant for you to carry. Because God is love, 122 on the clock. Thank you, Spirit. God is love. God will always be love. And if you can't peel back the situation, because even love is sometimes unkind. I need you to understand that. Sometimes telling you something that hurts your feelings or that's egotistical. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Understanding that the bad gets to the good. Constructive criticism is never a bad thing. If they're using it to abuse you, shame you, or hinder you, it is. Right? Learning how to take it and understand it. And then also, if it's something that's saying hurt somebody, hinder someone, shame someone, it's never going to be God. It's never going to be your angels, and it's never going to be your spirit team, because that's their job. They are the judge, jury, the executioner, not you. And when you leave it like that and say, this is my lesson, I understand, and if I don't quite understand it, please, universe, help me understand it, because I don't want to carry this negativity with me. When you can check in like that and get curious and understand, you know that no matter what you do, every step forward, you have that center. You have that divine alignment. You know how to come back to that. We all get angry. We all get mad. We all get anxious. We all get worried. But you trust the universe because you know everything you do is teaching you something. You're getting there. You got there. And you have absolutely figured out how to use that and frame that to your space. So now you're learning how to nurture, because you found it. You got all the way down there, and now you're nurturing it. And if you continue to do it this month, I promise you, by the beginning of February, you're going to be like, how did I get here? Wow, I'm so excited to start this new adventure. And it may be something small. It may be just learning more. It may be taking a course. It may be, who knows? But whatever it is, it's going to be another step on your journey towards your greatness. So you're already there. You're doing it. And I really want to see you Continue to do that. Speak your greatness. Everything in this world, I am. I am learning. I am proud. I am abundant. I am worthy. I am loved. I am worthy of love. I am always caring. I am unconditional love. I am love in itself, right? I'm abundant no matter what, rich or poor. I'm abundant because these lessons just bring me more joy in this world. They allow you the freedom to understand, to process. Those are gifts. And when we treat it as such, there's nothing in this world that can stop us. And when I tell you the protection that you carry behind you when you do that, you can go back. Like, if you don't believe me, go to my YouTube, go to my videos from a year ago. If you saw me last year, the shit that I was going through, even 6 months ago, I had to overcome some shit, okay? And it wasn't always my fault, but it was, sometimes people attack and people do not the greatest things. But through that, instead of attacking back or fighting or going to war, I took it inward. I was accountable for anything I needed to be accountable for. And then I said, what am I going to carry with me? I'm going to carry that. How do I take this hardship and turn it into something good? How do I learn from that and grow from that and move forward in a way that doesn't keep me in lack, worry, or fear, right? And when I tell you the negative thing that happened to me, the way it happened was messed up. Like the last thing that happened was so messed up. But I'm going to tell you that it was so messed up, and that instead of me losing my mind or freaking out, I cried a little bit for a moment. I needed that. I deserved that. But instead of me crying about it and freaking out and worrying about it, I said, no, I'm done. I'm not going to let you make me be in fear. I'm not going to let this happen. I'm not letting that. I'm going to live how I'm going to live, and I'm going to figure it out. And I know God has my back. And when I tell you the things that fell in place, boom, 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 like 6 things, 7 things, 8 things right in a row, back to back to back, less than 24 hours. All of the shit that went down was fixed just like that. Because I did every single thing I had learned up to that point. I used everything I learned and said, I don't know where to go from here. I can't do anything else. And that's because God said, you did everything you could do. Now it's my turn. And I promise you, you can go look at the videos. You would shit your pants if you saw the things that I've overcome. And it's not to boost myself up. It's just, we all overcome these crazy, terrible things. Grief, anger, fear, all those things. We overcome it, and we don't ever celebrate ourselves. We don't give ourselves credit. We just keep piling and plowing through. And especially Aries, that's what you all do. Like, just keep moving. You don't stop to celebrate the things that you won. And you lose all of that grace. If you go look at my other content, Grace in the Grind, learning how to show up for yourself and not punishing yourself. There's so much goodness there. And when we learn how to pack those tools, and that's where you're at. You're learning those tools. You've got them. You've pinpointed them. They're here. They're here. They're here. They're here. You've already found them. Now you need to say, can I reuse them? Is this one I can reuse? Was this a one-off? Can I reuse that? How can I get back to this one? Is there something else I can add to the tool belt? Even if you got 3, 4, 5 tools in your belt, you're already 10 times farther ahead than most people on the planet. You're not going to react. You're not going to act out of fear so easily. You're not going to be attacking people. You're not going to punish people because you know how to find your center. You know how to peel it all back. And you know that your persistence and your trust and understanding that divine timing is always going to come through for you. Because you've been celebrating yourself. You're thanking God for all of the things, the good, the bad, the ugly. Because without any of them, you wouldn't be well-rounded. And when you lead, that's what you need. You can't be bipartisan. You can't choose one side or the other, right? You have to balance it all. And you have to try to stay balanced as much as you can. And you're learning how to do that. Stay doing that. Get curious. Always be curious. But that little thing that's blooming in the back of your mind that just saying, hey, I'm here. Start nurturing it. Because that's your gold. That's your prosperity. That's your abundance. Doesn't matter what it is, where you start it, how it happens. Yes, your commitment will be tested. Yes, all these things will happen. But at the end of the day, you're going to show up, you're going to slay it, because that's what Aries does. but you're going to celebrate along the way, and you're going to take those moments to introspect. So you have clarity. So you know how to pitch it to the universe. This is what I want, and I trust you're going to bring it to me. But you have clarity. See that number 5? Clarity. Transformation. How do you know what to transform into if you're not clear about it? I can't stay on here much longer. I have to go because I got to go get my daughter. But I love you guys. I'll be back on tomorrow. I'm not sure who it will be. I'll probably start with Taurus, but I have a few more that I'll do. But I may do just one live tomorrow. Thank you so much. That's sweet. I may do one live tomorrow, just doing some card pulls and some advice, and I'll do a couple of the action steps, but maybe I'll just do some card pulls and advice for questions, because sometimes I know for me, when I was trying to figure out the action steps, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to get there, and it was like, you'll figure it out, and I'm like, I'm sick of trying to figure it out. Somebody help me. Give me a step. It doesn't have to be all the steps, but a step in any direction sometimes is what we need. So if I can help with that, I would love to do that. So I'm going to get off here. I got to get my daughter. I really love doing this. I miss doing this over the holidays, but I had to spend some extra time with me and my daughter. So I'll be on tomorrow. And my Aries, I love you so much. I hope this helps. Do what you can. Don't ever forget to celebrate your wins and nurture that little bud, because it's going to be the best flower you ever saw. Have a good day, guys. I love you.